class 04. We are still in cadastral class. Now, in the last lesson we treated the back computation, and now we arrived at those who we arrived at the distances and the corrected bearing from the listings and nothings of stations that are known. So in this exercise we have PPK 01, 02 and 03 as known points, and then we are trying to coordinate pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3 and pillar 4. That's the exercise in which we have found ourselves. So in this exercise we station on PPK 02. The angle that was brought from the field is 166 1615. So on the back bearing 213 2240, which is derived from here, you add 213 2240 to 166 1615. It gives you a figure bigger than 360. This is our 380 or 369. This is 379. So when you subtract 360 from it, it gives you 19. That's how we arrived at 19 here, 3855. Now from there you add 180 to 19, it gives you 199. Then the angle that was brought from the field on page 1 is 101.1045. Make sure you look at the field record sheet. You have these figures there in green. So when you add this green value to 199 degree 3855, it gives you 349.40. 300 is bigger than 180, so you subtract 180 from it, it will give you 120. That is the back bearing from pillar 1 to peg 1. The bearing from peg 1 to pillar 1 is 349.40. So the back bearing is minus 180. You have 120 plus 182 gives you 303.0215. That's the forward bearing on pillar 1 to 2. Pillar 2, you have this as the included angle 260 1915. You add it to 123, it gives you 383 degrees, which is bigger than 360. You subtract 360 from it to give you 23. That's why we are writing 23 here. 2130, 15 plus 15, 02 plus 19, etc. etc. Pillar 3, you repeat the same thing here. Pillar 4, you repeat the same thing there. Just check through your field record sheet. That's why you have the 210 40 35. Your field record sheet on page 2, you have 233 10 20. Now you are trying to go to the last leg, and we are interested in showing you how the last leg will be computed. PPK 02. On PPK 02, the last one, remember this is 204 45 45. Now when you subtract 180 from here, it gives you 24 45 45. The angle on PPK 02 was 188 degrees, 188 degrees 3705. If you add it together, that gives you 213 degrees. I want to write it in red so that you, yes, 213 degrees.
22 minutes.
22 minutes.
50 seconds.
50 seconds. Very good. Now, from here, if you look at your starting bearing here, what was your starting bearing? Remember, you are now going back to that same PPK 2 to PPK 3. So PPK 2 to PPK 3. 213 2250 instead of 213 2240. That means this is the correct bearing, but remember that this is the corrected bearing from the coordinates, and that's the one you are going to use. All these figures here, they have what we call, well, in surveying we call it inherent errors, which you should be able to adjust. But this one does not have any error, so this is the one you use. 213. You now assume that that's what you have. 213 22 41. So if you subtract this from this, it will give you minus what? Minus 0.9 seconds. That means that if you subtract 9 from 50, it gives you what? 41. So the value you are going to adjust is 9 seconds, and you are going to adjust it on how many legs? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and the last one 8. So how do you go about it? 9 seconds divided by 8, that gives you 1 point something seconds, right? So average of 1 second. But if you want to use calculator, I encourage students to use their calculator to about 2 or 3 decimal places. Remember that this is not to any decimal places. This is 40 seconds straight. This is 15 seconds straight. But when you are now trying to adjust, you can put it into maybe one place of decimal, just for you to be able to get something reasonable. So, but remember this sign, minus, is very important. So from here, you can see this minus 0.1 is cumulative. 0.2 minus 0.3 minus 0.4 minus 0.5 minus 0.6 minus 0.7 minus 0.9. Somebody will ask me, where is minus 0.8? Yes. Now, if you go into, you see, what I've done is, I've just done the visual adjustment using just my, but if you are going to use your calculator, what is 9 divided by 8? That's 1 point what?
1.1.
1.1. So instead of minus 0.1, I can now have minus 0.1.1. Minus 0.1.1 seconds. So that minus 0.1.1 multiplied by 2 will give you what? Minus 0.2.2. Am I right? Seconds. Then minus 3 will give you what? Minus 3.3 seconds. Am I correct? This one will give you minus 4.4 seconds. This gives you minus 5.5 seconds. And this gives you minus 6.6 seconds. This gives you minus 7.7 seconds. So by the time you get here, it gives you minus 8.8 seconds, which is just the same thing as minus 0.9 seconds. So you can put this as minus 8.8 seconds. That's all. So when you subtract 8.8 seconds from here, of course, definitely, since your values are in direct seconds, no places of decimal, you are not expected to put place of decimal here also. So you can easily just round this up to be 9, and then you subtract it, it gives you 41 straight. That is adjusted. So from here, you can adjust this and say this is 8 seconds. When you subtract 8 seconds from 45, it gives you what? Let me put them in red now. This is 204 45 45 minus 8,
37.
that's 37
7.
seconds. Here, you say this is 7. 6.6 is approximately 7. So this will be 151, 35, 25 minus 7, 18. 5.5, you can also say that's 6 minus 6. So this is 120, 54, 50 minus 6, 44. Here, this is can approximate it to be 4. So this is 23, 21, 26. Then this one approximates it to be 3. This is 303, 02, 12. This is also approximated to 2, 300, 49, 38. This is approximated to 01. This is 19, 38, 54. So that's corrected bearing, which is derived from the adjustment of the whole circle bearing. I hope this adjustment is clear to you, because if you get this wrong, there is no how you can get this correctly. If you want to get this wrong, you cannot get those ones correctly. So it's better you know this as the genesis of you getting the right coordinates at the end of the computation. So the next class we treat how you get this item 8 and then subsequently item 9 in the next class. But it is important for me to mention to you that once you get these ones in red, this corrected bearing, you now put in those true horizontal lengths that you also have from the field, from your field record sheet, and to the front of each of these. So on PPK2 you have 34.283, then you have 35 here, 0.300. You just leave them from the field record. 13.800, 30.315, 15.300, 46.65, 40.565. So with this corrected bearing and the true horizontal length, you are good to go in order for you to be able to compute this. Get your calculator ready. In the next class we go to the 0.8, 0.9, and then you can get at the adjustment. Thank you very much.